The Russell 2000 index is in a great trading range right now. Plus, one of my favorites, Tesla, is in position to move again. I'll show you both of them in just a minute. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. The Russell 2000 is a stock market index of small cap stocks. I've enjoyed trading this index for a lot of years. There's a nice trading range set up on it right now. Plus, Tesla looks like it's going to give us another nice move. I'll show you those two in just a minute. We'll also look at our open trades and today's trading maxim. Remember, you can speed this video up by clicking the gear icon in the lower right of the video and selecting a new speed. Let's look at our open trades. I'm a bit annoyed because I missed the only winning crypto trade from last week. I'm showing you guys this for two reasons. The first is, I want you to know that I'm not perfect, even though you all think I am. Anyway, I totally missed this trigger last week. That's history now, and I'm definitely not one to cry over spilt milk. And neither should any of you. You've got better things to worry about than missed trades. The second reason I'm showing you this is in case you took this trade. I gave you the setup, then never mentioned the trigger, so I didn't want you guys to think that you had done anything wrong or anything like that. Not that any of you would think that, right? In any case, it triggered right here, hit first target right here, and then popped up and hit the stop. Well, where the stop would have been if I'd actually been in this trade. So I missed about $850 profit on this one. Moving right along. Speaking of cryptos, this is the second of my losing crypto trades from last week. I shut this trade down for a loss on Saturday's close back in the bull flag. Not a full stop, but about 3/5 of a full stop. Right here. The stop loss was actually down in here somewhere. Not sure what happened to my lines. So I'm done with Bitcoin for right now. Still in this odd New Zealand trade from Wednesday. Ready for it to pop up and hit our target. Came almost halfway. Okay, let's take a look at the bonus trade setup first. If you'll recall, we had a bunch locked in on Tesla. Then it gapped down on July 25th on earnings news and opened below the stop. So I had the stop right in here somewhere, and then when this open happened right here, we got our close right here on our stop loss. Now that was profitable, but it wasn't as much as we had hoped to get. But anyway, since that gap down, it's formed this nice descending triangle right here with all the requirements for a good setup, including declining volume and declining volatility. A descending triangle consists of a strong support level, in this case right here at 225.49, and a series of lower highs forming a downtrend. And then that puts pressure on this support level right here. As with all our patterns, I want to see declining volume and declining volatility during the course of the pattern forming. That indicates traders increasing disinterest in the pattern while they wait for it to break out. Basically, they're just bored. As always, the setup is simple. We will sell a daily close below 225.49, or below this triangle right in here somewhere. We want to see at least average volume on the breaking candle to trade a full position. So on the breaking candle, the candle that closes down here, the volume bar should reach up at least as high as the average volume to trade a full position. Now, if you've got at least 75% of the average volume, then you can open a half-size position to reduce risk. You calculate that by taking the volume here and dividing it by the volume here, and you should get at least 0.75. If you don't get that, don't enter the trade. Just stand aside on it. The stop loss will be 1.5 times the ATR, and the first target will be 1 times the ATR. So on the breaking candle, look over here for the ATR, multiply it by 1.5, and put that above the entry level to get your stop loss up in here, and your first target will be 1 times the ATR below your entry. If after entering the trade we get a candle that closes back inside the triangle, right in here somewhere or above, we will take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. Our intention is that a breakout from these patterns should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, wherever that may be, we will close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. And that's the bonus setup on Tesla. Let's talk about that Russell 2000 index now. The Russell 2000 index is a stock market index of small cap stocks maintained by FTSE Russell, a subsidiary of the London Stock Exchange Group. It's reportedly the most common benchmark for small cap mutual funds, while the S&P 500 is used primarily for large cap stocks. Look below this video for a link to more info about the Russell. Now let's have a look at the chart. Okay, I'm looking at the RTY1, which is the E-mini Russell 2000, and you can trade this at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange as one of the E-mini futures indices. We've got a really nice looking trading range set up here with the resistance level at 1588. And we've got a hit here and several hits right in here. And the support level being at 1458.7. A couple of hits right here and a hit right here on that. As usual, nice declining volume and nice declining volatility until it just went wacky on this drop right here. And you can see that came with big volume and increasing volatility. That does not, in my opinion, negate this pattern. Again, the setup is simple. We will buy a daily close above the range or above 1588, or we'll sell a daily close below the range or below 1458.7. We want to see at least average volume on the breaking candle to trade a full position. When this breaks, whichever direction it breaks, we'll look at the volume bar on that particular candle, and it needs to reach up to the average right here, whatever the average happens to be at that point. If you've got at least 75% of the average volume, you can open a half-size position to reduce risk. Of course, you can calculate that, as I said before, by dividing this number by this number and getting at least 0.75. And again, if you don't get that, stand aside. Stay out of that trade. The stop loss will be 1.5 times the ATR, as before, and the first target is 1 times the ATR. Look at the breaking candle, find the ATR right there, multiply it by 1.5, and that will be your stop loss behind your entry. Multiply it by 1, and that will be your first target. If after entering the trade we get a candle that closes back inside the range here, we will take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. Remember, I said earlier, we shut down trades early if they aren't working as intended, and we intend, just like with the descending triangle on Tesla, we intend for a breakout from these patterns to be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop. When the price hits our first target, we will close half the position for profit, set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow the stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. Now, please remember, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's important that you know your gifts and limitations as a trader and work with those gifts and limitations. That, I believe, is the most important thing you can learn about trading, that whole psychology thing. You've got to know your mind, you've got to know yourself. And I'm just telling you how I handle these trades, and I've had some success at it. If you want more details about that, look below this video for a link to my trade management video. Okay, let's have a look at today's trading maxim. Now's a good time to talk about my trading maxim because they're a part of how I control my own personal psychology when I'm trading. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, a rule of conduct, or just a proverbial saying. These maxims come from various sources, books, the internet, friends, coaches, teachers, or others. The purpose of my maxims is to motivate me to discipline. I suggest you start your own list of maxims to help in your trading, things that you can say to yourself while you're trading to make sure you always do the right thing. Feel free to borrow from my list anytime you like. And today, we've got a brand new one. Tim's trading maxim number 54. Progress is a trajectory, not just a destination. And this is a quote from Webb Smith. Webb Smith is a guy that actually spans two of my personal disciplines. He's a fitness guy and an investor. Anyway, I saw this quote in one of my CrossFit newsletters this weekend. It's actually only part of the quote, but I figured it was the important part of the quote to add to my maxims. Just remember that you're never going to arrive. Once you reach the place in your life where you feel you've arrived, you're only going to stagnate if you don't continue to move forward. You should always keep that attitude and always continue to move forward. Remember, our trade plan on Tesla is we're looking for a daily close below this 225.49 level to sell. If the volume is not quite average, then go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And on the Russell 2000, we're looking for a daily close above 1588 to buy, or a daily close below 1458.7 to sell. If the volume is not quite average again, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to check out the trade management video if you want more details about that. The link is below. Be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guide's YouTube channel every week on Monday and Friday for my analysis videos just like this one. And Wednesday morning we'll be doing some training videos, which will most likely include a trade setup as well. Now, I'm going to reiterate the question I asked in Friday's video. I want you guys to help me figure out the most beneficial subjects for our training videos. Please comment below with your requests, questions, and opinions on what you want the training videos to cover, and I'll make a list. Please give us your feedback so we can make this channel helpful to everyone who subscribes. Also, follow me on Twitter. If things happen between my videos, I'll post them on there. I'll put my Twitter link below. Tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.